All rise, football fans, as the Welt Rheaume Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welt Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
Right, let's rock and roll. Let's talk a little Miami Dolphins. The schedule is out. David, you got to see the schedule, my brother. What are you thinking?
Yeah, the first thing that stands out is no primetime games. So the Miami Dolphins are getting put on the back burner here by the NFL. They're one of 5 teams that aren't going to be on that national stage. So that's just what it is right now in a rebuild. And actually, I mean, it used to be where every team would at least get one Thursday night game. And it seems like, I'm pretty sure that stopped a few years ago. Because I remember, I believe it was the 2023 Dolphins did not have a Thursday night game, even though they were loaded with primetime national standalone games. But they did have a Black Friday game. So I think that year that kind of like substituted the Thursday night game. But that hasn't been a requirement anymore. I know it was once, but not required by the league anymore. So it's the Titans, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, and the Raiders who are not on any national primetime games. But speaking of the Raiders, you start with Fernando Mendoza. I don't know if he'll be the starter week 1, but Fernando Mendoza's team, at least, that drafted the Miami kid number 1. Dolphins visiting him. I do like the West Coast back-to-back to start the season. I love that, actually. I'm hoping I'm there as far as, like, if it's like a whole practice week to get to cover the Dolphins somewhere out west where they practice it, maybe in the Bay Area or something in between games. Get a weekend in Vegas, get the Bay Area, Santa Clara, California for the Dolphins at 49ers.
It might be cheaper for them to practice at UNLV for the week and stay right there and then fly the day before to San Francisco. That might also be the option for them too, because it's expensive in San Francisco, moving around, hotel and all that, where they can just cut a deal in Vegas for 10 days and lock it down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me. I got to tell you, here's where I was completely fooled. I'm a complete idiot here. I did not realize that whole thing happened, that they eliminated the Thursday, like that teams actually had no primetime games. Since I'm a Dolphins fan, we're always stuck with primetime games every year. So and we suck constantly. So it's like, I knew it was going to be a shit season last year. Apparently a lot of other people didn't, but I knew it was coming. The NFL somehow scheduled them. And I was like, when the schedule came out, I was saying that myself last year, like, how are you scheduling a terrible team this many times in the prime? And sure enough, they paid the price so badly. They said they're not getting one, but I had no idea that there were teams the last couple of years that went through an entire season with 0 primetime games. I expected the Dolphins to have at least one Thursday, and they didn't even get a Thursday. I thought they would get maybe 2, a Thursday, and they'll throw them in some stupid Sunday night, which I don't know why. And all of a sudden, they got what they deserved, 0 primetime games. But I didn't know that teams actually went through 0 primetime games until yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's clear. So a couple of things. First, an overcorrection to what they were previously doing with the Dolphins. Because just last year, I think a lot of people kind of figured they wouldn't be that good. They weren't a playoff team in 2024. Yeah, I guess they ended 2024 on a little bit of a run. So maybe the NFL thought, okay, they still have that Tua Tyreek Hill connection. If that's brought back like 2023 form, then you can put them on the national stage. And then they got. I remember I looked back at my schedule release report from 25, and they had 5 standalone games at least. So that includes the Spain game as well. So not a prime time, but it's in the morning, but still it's a standalone. Right. All eyes are on that game at that point in time. But now 0. And yeah, not even a Thursday night. I would have thought that at least one Thursday night, because even if the league has the flexibility to do all that, I kind of figured when they went without a Thursday nighter for the 23 Dolphins, it was one because they had a Black Friday game to supplement that, but then also I figured it was just because they had so many primetime games already, they weren't going to go ahead and get them on a Thursday night necessarily.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was completely, I couldn't have been more wrong about it. I didn't realize that the NFL did that a couple of years ago where, and by the way, it's a good move by the NFL. If you're a bad team, there's no reason for you to be on prime time. Now, selfishly, I don't want them on prime time, not only because I don't want the embarrassment, because that's what they are, but I don't want to do those late night post-game shows. You know what I'm saying? So 11 of the games are at 1 o'clock. I think the 12th game will be the 17th week. The Dolphins will be so bad by that time and it's the last game of the year. I don't think that they'll even put that one on a primetime game. I think you'll end up with 12 1 o'clock games, which I think you'll take that, right?
Yeah, it's 12 right now? Because I know they had more 4 o'clock.
It's 11. But I'm counting on the last game of the season. That's
the week 18, of course.
That'll be a one. Dude, the Dolphins are going to have like 15 losses. You know, I mean, give me a break.
Well, that one. Remember that would come down to whether that game for the Patriots, even if the Dolphins are out of it as we expect, if that comes down to whether the Patriots are in any kind of playoff implications. So, yeah, but and then if that game also has to do with it goes in line with another game going on at the same time, that they have to be at the same time. So that all is what kind of like last year the Dolphins played at 4 o'clock that final game, even though the Dolphins were out of it, but the Patriots had to play at the same time as the Broncos, who were playing a 4 o'clock game, in the Mountain Time.
No, I just think that the Dolphins aren't going to be a threat whatsoever. So there's going to be no drama in that game, and they'll just, pass on that game and put something else. Plus, if the Rossini-Vrabel thing has a life unto itself throughout his season, at the end of the year in that game, and is that game at home or away? I think it's away. Oh, well.
Yeah, so they doubled up on finishing at New England.
Yeah. So, well, then it won't be like the home fans for Miami have nothing better to do than come up with Rossini and Vrabel type chants or whatever like that. So, but I just don't. I think that'll end up being a 1 o'clock. Now, here's the funny one. Okay, here's the funny one. I don't expect this to be a very good. I expect this to be a terrible team, not a very good team, not an average team, not a mediocre team. This is going to be a bad football team. They're young, they're green, all of that. For people to be worried about the first 2 months not having a lot of 1 o'clock games at home because you only got like 2 games that are considered home field advantage, you need a team in order to have a home field advantage. Just the sun isn't going to give you an advantage if you haven't learned that already with actual teams that were supposedly better than the ones we have now. So I think I find it silly for people to want more hot weather games thinking that's going to produce a victory.
Yeah, I mean, that's always – I think it is an advantage for the Dolphins whenever they do play early season home games. I know some people have kind of contradicted those as far as putting out records and the history of it, where sometimes it doesn't play out that way. Maybe a lot of opponents over-prepare for that situation and then come in ready for what they're facing. But, yeah, I mean, the players are aware of this. Like, I remember last year they had the Dolphins social media team had players predicting who they were going to play. They had like a sign, and then Zach Sealer came in, and the one that they had for him was like a week 6 or week 7. And he goes, "Oh, so when is that? October? Nah, they won't put us at home at 1 o'clock." So he knew it was going to be a road game. So he picked one of the road teams on the schedule. It's been a couple of years now where they don't really give them too many of the September and October home 1 p.m. games, so they get 2 of those. And then what is it? Even when there's one game that's 4 o'clock at home. Do I have that right? No, wait, it's the Bengals Chiefs at home. Yeah, well, yeah, it's the Patriots. Once it gets to week 8, the
Giants.
next home game after that.
Giants is that? Oh, that's a preseason. I'm sorry. No, that's right.
Yeah, right.
The Patriots. That's right. November 1st at 4:25.
Which is already November 1st. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's still November 1st here is hot compared to other places. But again, you got to have the team along with the weather to take advantage of the situation. Miami will not have the team to take advantage of the weather and the situation. And that's where the math doesn't jive for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wait, sorry, what was that?
I said that's where the math doesn't jive for me, that if you don't have the team, the weather and the situation really doesn't matter. You're not going to win a game if you don't have the talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe Hadley's a good coach, but the man just doesn't have the guns at the moment. And I can't blame him for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So I mean, that's why we're not seeing them on national standalone games. And yeah, in the end, then how much are you really going to gain from it? Maybe they surprise. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is going to be back. They're trying to bounce back from last season's what was an embarrassment for them. It will be the home opener for the Dolphins, but I figured it'd at least be a closer game, like one where they possibly surprise the Chiefs a little bit, maybe the Bengals week 5. But yeah, it is a tough slate, home and away. And then even once you get toward the end, then it's all kind of like expected playoff teams too. So it could easily be where, like, yeah, even if the Dolphins surprise some folks in the first half, then you rattle off, at least right now, what that second half of the schedule looks like. Then yeah, it's hard to really imagine it being more than like 5 wins tops if you do the win-loss thing. But and that's even on the high end. So even the 2019 team won 5 games. That's why I'm not gonna totally dismiss it, because I saw 2019 at the start of it, and I was like, this might be the least talented roster I've ever seen relative to the rest of the league. And then they go and they start it was 0-7 to start, win a game, and then they end up with 5 wins by the end of it, beating the Patriots in New England. When that bumped Brady in his final year with the Patriots down a spot out of the bye in the playoffs. So you never know just how things develop over the course of a season.
Yeah, you got to be high to think that they're going to win 5 games at this point. You take the under here, bro. You have to take the under.
Well, just because there's so much parity in the NFL too.
Yeah, there's this team is going to go through a lot of pain. They don't have a lot of talent, and they're young. That's a horrible combination in the NFL right now. The other thing, obviously, since we had you on, Devon Achane signs his contract. And as we talked about, he had to make it through the draft. And after the draft, that's it. It was home free. And here you go. He got a contract. He got a fair contract, a good contract. I think overall, it was just a positive move all the way around.
Yeah, great. I mean, it shows, for one thing, my first takeaway is that John Eric Sullivan proved to be a man of his word. He said it was a priority for him to extend Achane. He said he wasn't going to trade him, and he was right on both of those marks. So, and for the deal, then, hey, I think it's good for both sides. Devon Achane, you lock him up for the foreseeable future. So now you have your most dynamic weapon playmaker on offense who can do more than just be your traditional running back in the backfield. He can catch the ball. He can line up at receiver and be a threat there for a team that doesn't have many receiving threats as it is right now. So that's highly valuable to have such a dynamic playmaker in the backfield, a home run threat who could hit it whenever. And the figure is right about what it should be. He had to beat the Breece Hall contract. That's for sure, because he's a better playmaker than Breece Hall. So what the Jets gave him, you had to make sure you took care of your guy better than the Jets did. A running back who's good, but he's not Devon Achane. So you did that, and you didn't quite go up to what Saquon and Christian McCaffrey have made, or what Bijan Robinson is expected to make. So I think that was kind of like a fair figure for what Devon Achane should receive. And for him, he gets to keep playing in Miami. He'll be on the other side of this rebuild based on this contract. So you're rebuilding now. That's one spot you don't have to take care of. You already have it taken care of. So when the Dolphins then get through this season, have a little bit more of a free agency class next year, which they have some of that expendable money to throw at this extension starting 2027, going to 2028, etc. You stack that free agency class with another draft class, go through another year of progress for all the players you're developing, and then you could really see Devon Achane as a focal point with some other guys on this team. You know, whether if we by then we have seen maybe Malik Willis take off, or if not, you've drafted another quarterback who's going to be the guy, or if it's Jeremiah Smith or some other receivers, now you have, and you kind of have like an offensive line foundation set with Brewer, who's going to be next between him and Jordan Brooks to get extended, Patrick Paul, Caden Proctor, see if another guy develops, if Austin Jackson, maybe he's here, maybe he's not. But you kind of have sort of like this vision of what it could look like a couple of years down the road.
No doubt, no doubt. By the way, Welt Rheaume, proud sponsors of this segment. If you're dealing with bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, call them 954-966-4646. And hurricane season is right around the corner on June 1st. Save this number, 954-966-4646. As you know, it doesn't even have to be a hurricane. Could be just one of those squalls, one of those storms that rolls in, and 40-mile-an-hour winds can already start causing roof damage. So if you see any brown spots, call Welt Rheaume. You might need a new roof, and they'll get you that new roof. 954-966-4646, and save it throughout the hurricane season, the storm season, because if something happens, never call the insurance company. You call them first, they send their adjusters, and they handle the insurance company. The best part of re-signing Achane is that if you're going to find out about Malik Willis, whether he can play or not, you're going to need Devon Achane to help you out in determining, because if you have no impact coming out of that backfield, everybody will focus on Malik, and there's no way the kid's going to succeed. But if you give him some weapons, you'll have an opportunity to see, okay, we'll find out if Malik Willis can play or not. So to me, that's the other thing. It's great to keep Achane. The entertainment's fantastic. He's an awesome player. He's an awesome person. You never have to worry away from the building. But the more important part is you got to find out if Malik can play. And you need Devon Achane to find out if Malik can play.
Absolutely. You have to give him something, because you took Jalen Waddle away from him, which for the sake of the team and the franchise going forward, that was the right move, especially getting a first and a third. And now you've got your possible franchise corner with that top pick that you grabbed in that trade. But you couldn't trade away all his weapons, because he was coming in with Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane. All right, Jalen Waddle dealt for the betterment of the whole team. Now you give him Devon Achane. You got something that you can evaluate with, see if he also makes something happen with some of these receivers, some of these upstart receivers that are going to get their chance, going to get some opportunities. See if someone emerges from that group, and if Greg Dulcich can take another step after he sort of surfaced at the second half of last year and did some things. And if he's really got the offense humming and has the operation down and shows that he can flash his big arm with the mobility and ability to extend plays, then fantastic. Now you've got something. So you need to be able to evaluate him. And it would be a scary zone read. I know you're not trying to like focus on the run game with the quarterback, make it too much design, but every now and then you throw in that Malik Willis is receiving that snap back there, and then he is either going to put it in the chest of Achane or he's going to keep it. And you got some edge guys who are unblocked that they're going to have to either overcommit to keep up with Achane, or they got to go watch Willis take it the other way, and they can't keep up with him to the sideline. Like I'm envisioning all these things too. And that could be pretty exciting. Either one of them could reel off some huge gains on the ground with that threat of having the other one there as well.
No doubt about it. All right, make sure you follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Center. And again, consultations completely free. Call our friends at Welt Rheaume, 954-966-4646. David, have a fantastic weekend. We will catch up on Tuesday.
This has been another session of the Welt Rheaume Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welt Rheaume, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welt Rheaume can help.